Well, hey there, friends. Trev here, and I've got a quick review for the game Remnant From the Ashes. And more specifically, more of a cooperative review, but it will be a lot of single-player stuff as well. So right out of the bat, I like to give the review score right away. I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10 as far as cooperative play for Remnant From the Ashes. It's an awesome, awesome game to play cooperatively. There's a lot of tactics, you need a lot of communication, different guns and classes and items that can complement the other players. You kind of want to build around each other. And as far as a single player review, I'd probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It's not as fun, but still plenty of good stuff. So to start off real quick, I'm just going to read the wiki description of Remnant From the Ashes. It's an action role-playing third-person shooter developed by Gunfire Games and published by Perfect World Entertainment. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on August 20th, 2019, and the game received generally positive reviews upon release. So that was just the Wikipedia description. So what is Remnant From the Ashes, you're wondering? It's a third-person Souls-like game, but with both melee and gun combat. So imagine taking a Souls-like game, so like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and combining that with something like a game like Gears of War or Resident Evil, like more of a shooter. And then on top of that, what also is really cool is all the worlds throughout your campaign and all the adventure mode, they're randomly generated. So all the levels are randomly generated, which is really sweet. And there's 3 separate classes. There's kind of like a close range shotgun character. Then there's a mid-range character who has more of like a mid-range rifle. And then there's the third class, the long-range class, which has a sniper rifle. And so, you know, depending on if you're playing cooperatively, you guys can select different classes to help each other out in different scenarios. There's also several different difficulty options, as well as a full campaign, which you can play cooperatively. There are some restrictions I'll go over in a minute. And there's also an adventure mode, which you can also play cooperative. In adventure mode, it's kind of a quicker mode where you can choose specific missions. And what's cool is it doesn't interfere with your campaign mode, so you can actually hop back and forth from your campaign mode into your adventure mode, and then you can pop back into your campaign mode, and it doesn't mess with your campaign mode progress. So, talking specifically about cooperative play, to play together, you do need to complete a little tutorial, but you can just skip that tutorial when you're creating your character right in the beginning. So it's up to you if you want to do that. But then once you've completed that, you can join your friend's game, and your friends can join you. But there are some restrictions with cooperative play, okay? So the way the campaign works is only the host's campaign progress is saved. So if you join somebody, your campaign isn't progressing. You do get to keep all the same items. You get to keep all the items and all the XP and everything you collect. But now at first I didn't like that. I'm like, oh, I wish it just progressed. But what's cool is because everything is randomly generated, your friend's campaign is going to be different from your campaign. So when you jump into each other's games, you can actually get different items and different weapons. Even though you've played that same level on your game, they're going to have different items and different bosses even in their game. So that's one restriction. The other restrictions are that it's only 3 players. Like I said, it's not 4-player co-op. My buddy was a little bummed out. He thought it was 4 players the other day. And there's no split screen, so there's no local play, and there's also no cross-platform play. So if you're on PS4, you're only going to be playing with PS4 people. So to give you just kind of a final breakdown review of a few different categories of this game. So as far as the replay value goes, I give it a 9.2 out of 10 because there's plenty to do. You've got adventure mode and campaign mode. You can crank up the difficulty if it gets too easy. And there's plenty of different rare items and different weapons and stuff like that. Art, design, and graphics, I'm going to give it an 8.7 out of 10. This game looks great. The style is really cool. It performs well. It does have some frame rate drops and some UI glitches occasionally. But like the world design is just beautiful. The different biomes are really sweet, and especially all the different enemies are so cool, so fun to fight. Just different styles of enemies and different weaknesses and strengths. Gameplay and mechanics, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The gunplay is so tight in this game, as well as the melee combat. It feels so good to be dodging and diving and aiming and different abilities and things like that. It's just so fun to play. And the enemies are so smart, and they're difficult, but they're so fun to fight, especially when you kind of learn how to beat them and You find their weakness, stuff like that. And there's plenty of boss fights, which require a lot of teamwork, a lot of communication when you're playing co-op, which is really fun. And what's cool about co-op as well is it's really easy to jump in and out of games. It's different lobbies, and if you even want to search for a public game, it's easy to do that and join random people. Pretty convenient. So, the overall review I give for this game cooperatively is, like I said, 9 out of 10. It's an awesome game to play cooperatively. It's so fun. I can't even get started. I mean, it would take me forever to. I could go on and on. So really, I highly recommend if you enjoy cooperative shooters, or if you like Souls type games, or if you like roguelike games, and even if you never tried any of those type of game modes, give it a try. You might love it. And so yeah, that's my review for Remnant from the Ashes. If you enjoyed, don't be afraid to drop a like and subscribe. That's it. Take care, my friends. Clever Trev over and out.
Welcome to Clever Trev Gaming.